Hello, welcome once again to the glorious Peak District, and welcome once again to the path to Ring and Roger on the mountainous mass of Kinder Scout. Another wild camp. I'm out of breath. Just a short dash out, short notice last night. Paul said he was coming out. Would I like to come along? And say yes please, just in case of fiddling a few things around, freeing the afternoon up, and here we are. So it's now nearly 4 o'clock, so we're pushed for time. So the plan tonight is just a very short in and out. We're looking at Blackden Edge, just on yonder side of the plateau, which is where we came out as we crossed last time, pretty much. And we noticed a spot that looked favourite for a short walk in. So that's where we're heading. Weather's looking reasonable. No, blimey, I'm so out of breath. No really high winds forecast, about 30 kilometres I reckon, and no rain until early tomorrow morning. But the cloud's coming in now from the west, and it's spitting a little bit, so we'll just have to see. I need to get my head down. God, catch you in a bit. So we're back in the now familiar peat groughs across the way to the northern edge of Kinder. This is the way we came across last time. It's not marked as a route on OS maps, but it's marked as a partial route on the Harvey's maps. So we're taking advantage of it, and literally we're onto the northern edge in under a kilometre as the crow flies. I mean, we're zigzagging around a bit to avoid the deeper parts, but we're getting there. I'm just I'm just feeling smug in the fact that I've got my boots on, and Paul's trying out a pair of trail shoes for the first time, so he's probably going to have wet feet by the time we get to the other end, but probably less fatigue in his legs and all that. Swings and roundabouts. Right, nearly there. So, we're pitched from the northern edge of Kinder Scout. Blackden barn down the bottom, and sorry, talking into the camera, wind behind. Blackden barn down the bottom and the Snake Pass in the background. It's taken us an hour from Edale to get to here, which is pretty amazing. Not that it's busy down there tonight, with it being sort of a bit rough weather, but to get across to the northern edge in under an hour is pretty impressive. And we've got a good spot. You can probably see Paul is further down. A lot of the pitches are quite wet because we've had quite a lot of rain. So I just found a few spots scattered around. I wanted to give the Trailstar a bit of a test, and as you can probably tell, it's a bit windy now, so I wanted to give it a bit of a try in the wind, just because I wanted to. So I'm pitched quite high, a little bit of shelter from these rocks here, but I'm pretty much on the top. I've had to move it, still getting used to pitching this thing. I had to call on Paul for a bit of assistance. It wasn't quite right first time round. I just had to move it forward a foot to get it to sit square. But it's up. Time to get in and get some brew on. Some food on. Ooh, yeah, a bit of news on the food front. My first self-dehydrated meal is about to be rehydrated. Could be interesting. Bye for now. So in there is a chili con carne with rice, made by me and then put through a dehydrator. So it's bone dry, totally bone dry. That's a 600 gram meal and it now weighs 150 grams. So I've now got some water on and I'm hopefully going to rehydrate this and have chili and rice. It's worked on a field test in my kitchen, so I'm hoping it's going to work here in the field. We'll see. So, that dry and crusty mess that went in has now turned back into a chili con carne. I've put a little bit too much water in, so it's a little tiny bit soupy. But this is just an insulated bag made from the insulation material you buy from B&Q. Same stuff as you would make a pot cosy with. Ta-da! Pot cosy. And then I've just left it in there for half an hour, 30 minutes. Not a problem. I'm sort of looking out of the door of my Trailstar at the cars going past in the valley below, quite happily. So I've left this for half an hour to rehydrate and essentially sort of recook. And in this bag it is steaming hot, as you can see. Like I say, I've put a little bit too much water in. It's the first time I've tried it in a bag, but other than being a little bit watery, well, that was slightly disappointing. The battery died on the GoPro. So hopefully you've just seen me stirring up my chili con carne. I'll do a fuller video on that another time, because it's something I've kind of got into over the last few weeks. I bought myself a dehydrator and I've been learning about dehydrating food, and that was basically essentially it was leftovers from a family meal I cooked of chili con carne. Just dehydrated, portioned it off, mixed it with some cooked rice, dehydrated it, and it reduces in weight from 600 grams down to 150 grams. And all you do is just add up hot water, and then I put it into this, I can see it because I've got the light on, into the this pouch, to keep it hot. And it was still piping hot after half an hour in there, in one of the pour and store bags which you can buy from the supermarket. Like I say, I'll do a fuller video on it, because it's something that I'm really getting into. For breakfast in the morning, I've bought some of the pot porridges that you can get, but I find the pot's really bulky, and plus if it gets split when it's in your rucksack, you're knackered. So what I've done is I've put the porridge out of one of those tubs into a pour and store bag, and then I've added some dehydrated apple and some dehydrated kiwi, which I've dehydrated in slices, and then while it's I've frozen it, and then while it's frozen I've smashed them up into small pieces, small chunks, and then throwing them into the porridge. So as I pour the hot water into the porridge in the morning, it'll rehydrate the apple, rehydrate the kiwi, and I'll have lovely apple and kiwi porridge for breakfast. How good's that? I mean, costings wise, that portion there of chili, 600 grams is roughly the same as a Look What We Found meal and a pouch of the microwave rice that lots of us tend to use, which is about 600 grams, so they weigh about the same. Calorific value is about the same, I think, although obviously it's homemade, so I can't be certain. I do need to check on that. Excuse me, it was that good, I ate it that quickly. But I mean, cost wise, I think it probably cost me about £1.50 a portion, as opposed to £4 or £5 for Look What We Found, or £6 or £7 for a rehydratable mountain food meal, you know. And of course no preservatives, because I've cooked it myself. But I'll talk, like I say, I'll do a fuller video on it, and might even do a couple of recipes and stuff. You never know, see how I feel. But it was very nice. It looked a bit soupy as I was stirring it before the battery died. Once I'd stirred it in, it just soaked all that up, and it just turned into like a sort of a bit more of a gravy than you would normally have on a chili, but certainly wasn't anything unpalatable. So happy days indeed. I'm in the Trailstar, obviously, and it's blowing a hoolie outside. It's probably about 30 miles an hour winds outside. Temperature's really dropped. You can probably see my breath freezing. It's probably down to about 5 degrees, if not lower. I think predicted was 5 degrees, but I think with the wind chill it's probably quite a bit lower than that. But in here, this is hardly moving. I mean, there's a bit of sort of movement in the side panels, but there's no flapping or anything. You certainly wouldn't realise being in here just how windy it is outside. It's amazing, and I must stop doing that with my hand. Right, I'm going to go and have a drink and maybe do some reading, I think. I love this shelter. It's amazing. It's amazing. Right, catch you in a bit. Bye for now. Wow, what a night. What a night. I'm pretty sure both MWays and Mountain Forecast were suggesting no more than 10 or 15 mile an hour winds last night. They were wrong. They were very wrong. We've had a battering last night, we really have. I would say sort of almost constant speeds of 30 mile an hour plus, and some really big gusts. It's been quite brutal. Certainly made for an interesting night, and it hasn't really died down much. It seemed to go quiet I got up about 3:30 just to for my own peace of mind, really, just to check that the shelter was secure. It's the first time I've had that Trailstar in the wind. I deliberately pitched it up high to give it a bit of a test, really. You know, I was hoping that whatever wind did come would at least sort of give me some confidence, and it has given me loads of confidence. It stood solid, hasn't flinched. But I got out of bed about 3:30 and went out to just check all the pegs and stuff, just to, you know, for my own peace of mind really. And they were all fine, everything was good, it was still standing solid. A bit of flapping going on, whether that was just the sheer force of the wind or whether I can maybe tweak how I pitch it a little bit better. I had it pitched quite high, I've got it pitched at about 130, so I probably could have dropped that down a little bit to lower the profile, but it was fine, it wasn't going anywhere. The only thing I need to do is the main pegging points, I'm using the Y-shaped red MSR, well, they're not the MSR ones, they're the Alp kit ones, and for the middle pegging points, which aren't really for structure, I don't think, I've just got some shorter Y-shaped pegs which came as standard with my mini peak, but they're too short for main pegs, but I thought they'd be okay for that, but they're not. They hold okay, but they're only about sort of 3 or 4 inches long, they're just not man enough, so I'm going to have to get some more pegs for there, but other than that, it's fine, it's absolutely fine. Good night's sleep, really, considering I was on a hell of a lumpy bit of ground, and that little cheap thin Carrymore inflatable self-inflating mat that I've got is just nah. It's seen its course now, it's time to upgrade to something better. Watch this space, watch this space. So yeah, time's now about 20 past 8 I think. As you can see, we're in a complete whiteout again. The clouds billowing over us and it keeps clearing. I've had a couple of glimpses down into the valley there. In fact, as I speak, if I whiz you around, it's just clearing and getting a little bit of a glimpse. Isn't that beautiful? Ah, I love that. But then looks like there's another bank just moving in and it'll disappear again. But yeah, no beautiful sunrise this morning, but we didn't expect that. The forecast was saying it was going to be cloudy and wet this morning. We haven't had a lot of rain. Haven't had a lot of rain at all. It has rained, but not a great deal. Not much at all, to be honest. So yeah, good night on the whole, but certainly not what the forecast has predicted. We've taken a beating last night, but all good fun, all good fun. I'm certainly not complaining. And if you've watched my videos before, you know that I love it when it gets rough. It's some kind of is it sadistic or masochistic? I never remember which one's which, but yeah, I do like rough weather. It's good. So anyway, breakfast time now. Coffee and some porridge with my homemade dehydrated apple and kiwi chunks in the porridge. All good stuff. So I'm going to go and get that on. I'm just going to look for a bit of rock because I'm going to cook in my porch this morning. I'm not sitting out here. I'll catch you in a bit. Bye for now. Right, we're done. Packed up. No trace. A bit of flat grass. Can't help that. I'm a big lad. So yeah, we're headed now back off across the centre of the plateau. It's the narrowest part, so it's dead easy and quick. We're going to get through the groughs in this mist, so I'll hopefully speak to you when the weather's a bit calmer when we get up the top. Bye for now. So we're out to the groughs and back on the edge path. Somewhere down there is Edale. So we're now dropping back down the path to Edale. Looking gorgeous in the sunlight once that cloud's cleared. You can see the cloud base just hanging on the Great Ridge and on the top of the plateau behind us. Grindslow Knoll in front of you, Grindsbrook Clough, and then Golden Clough up here. And we've just essentially skirted the path to rejoin the track up to Ring and Roger. So yeah, a bit brutal coming over the top. Get rid of the splashes off the lens. A bit brutal coming over the top, strong winds, driving rain. Not that I'll ever complain about that, because probably my favourite walking conditions when it's rough like that. But clearing up as we drop down into the valley now, which is no bad thing. So all in all, it's been a good trip. First time using these babies, look. I've been totally anti-walking poles for years. I bought some a few years, well, a good few years back now, probably 10 years ago, and tried them. I just couldn't get on with them. But I've heard lots of people saying that they're good and they help, especially if you've got dodgy old knees like I have. And I needed something for the Trailstar, so I bought these Alp Kit Carbon Light Ultras. And I'm very impressed, to be honest. I think they retail for about 45 quid as normal for the pair, but Alpkit had a bit of a sale on last week before, and so we're down to about 35 quid for the two. 180 grams each, I think, something around there. So they weigh virtually nothing. They're really good to use, actually. Whoops! Really should be using them now instead of sliding on my backside down this path. But yeah, really impressed with them, and I'm kind of getting the hang of using them. I think half of the thing is to like not try and use them, just let them do what they want to do, sort of thing, if that makes any sense. It seems to be working. So yeah, I'm glad to be using them. So I'm going to use them now before I fall on my backside and break my leg. So I'll speak to you in a bit. Look at that view, man. Isn't that just bloody beautiful? Isn't that just beautiful? Right, well, Edale is just there, which means car and home. Cloud base is still sitting on the top there. It's really funny, we just watched some people going up, giving us a funny looks as to why we're coming down at this time of the morning. It's not all that early, it's about 10 o'clock I think. Yeah, overall it's been a good one. Enjoyed it, weather's been good, it's been tested the shelter, and I'm happy. Trailstar is a good one. So I'm going to leave it at that. Say bye for now, thanks for watching and liking and all that malarkey, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care now, cheers, bye.